Welcome to Only One You Need Radio. We're not the only one you need. You are. We just show you how to get out of your own way. With your host, speaker, author, business coach, and consultant, David Dubé.
Welcome to Only One You Need Radio. It's your host, David Dubé. Super excited to have you. In this episode, I want to talk about rewards in life. Rewards in life. I want to talk about how we get them. And I also want to talk about the types we have, types of rewards we get. So in doing that, I want to ask you a question. Summer Olympics 2 years ago, 200 meter dash, men. Who won? Do you know? I really believe that you do know, even if you think you don't. He's from Jamaica. And let that sink in. So while you're thinking about that, you can stop thinking about that. If it hasn't come to you, I'll let you know in a little bit. But I want to talk about how we get rewards in life. How do we get rewards in life? One of the best ways that I know of to think about this is to think about a rock or a boulder, a lever, and a fulcrum. If you don't know what a fulcrum is, it's what you jam up next to the bottom of this boulder, and then you shove the fulcrum into, which is a long, think of like a long pole. And then you, as it's between the fulcrum and the rock, you'll push down on it and it'll move that boulder. So you essentially are the fulcrum. And you have to decide in life what this boulder is going to be, what challenge this is going to be in your life, whatever it is. And so if you think about it, you want to be, maybe it's a social media manager or an owner of a hardware store or whatever your dream is, right? A movie star, a rock star, what have you. Any of those things. Depending on those, that's your boulder. That's your boulder. And it starts off often small. But what most of us do is really bizarre, is we try to reinvent the wheel. And in doing so, we feel like we're going to chisel this thing before we're going to try and move it into the shape that we think we need to chisel it into before we even try to move it. And it causes years and years and years and years and years and years and years of heartbreak. You don't even know it really. You don't realize it until it's years later and you still haven't moved the dang thing. And it's crazy because I promise you, we're all guilty of it. I'm certainly guilty as sin when it comes to this. So what we do, the best way is to start off either small or replicate another system. It's the best thing to do. And if you want really good results, the bigger the boulder, yes, the more risk it is, but the reward is so much greater. So much greater. And if you think once again back to the Olympics, so here we go. Let's talk about the Winter Olympics. It's going on right now. The USA women's hockey team spent 4 hours almost on the ice. At least the TV coverage was about 4 hours to beat their largest rival, which is Canada. So the first go around in the 1996 Winter Olympics, the U.S. women's hockey team won. And since then, the women's hockey team for Canada has won. All up until this year. U.S. women's hockey team pulled it off. So they did 3. So if you don't know hockey at all, you may not care about this, but 3 20-minute sessions on the ice, which is 3 periods. And then they did a whole 4th period because it was tied. See, hockey, you only play 3 periods, total of 60 minutes. But they went to 80 minutes and still didn't solve it. So they go into a shootout, and it was crazy. That shootout was absolutely crazy. Awesome, worth watching. One of the best shootouts. And the U.S. women's hockey team pulls it off. And it was an amazing victory for them. These women, they risk everything. They put everything out there. They dedicate their entire lives to that sport. Think about speed skaters. Think about Shaun White. Think about Usain Bolt. These people dedicate their lives to one thing. That's it. It's incredible. And yet, what do? We try and reinvent the wheel. So let's talk about the rewards we get because of that. So if you think of the poor here in the US, it's probably the largest growing class of people is the poor. And the poor, they get no rewards. They get nothing. And when they do get rewarded, it's only by the government, which keeps them where they're at. Does not incentivize them. It does not make them try harder, not make them work any harder. There's no incentive except to stay where you're at. Then we have those who do good work. So let's say the middle class. Good work. The problem is they get poor rewards. Still crappy taxes, still poor rewards. The rewards that they get are just enough that they hope it makes them not want to do anymore. And you can attribute those who do good at the bronze level. Because once again, the poor, they get no rewards anyway. So let's talk about those who maybe in the upper end of the middle class. They do excellent work, but they only get good rewards. That's how life works. Do an excellent job, you'll get good rewards. Remember, the good get poor rewards. The excellent, only good rewards. And the craziest part is the next. So excellent is silver, but once again, only good rewards. But those who get gold, they do outstanding. And mind you, outstanding is only like 1/10 of a second in the Olympics. And they get all the rewards. Think about that. The difference between those who get all the rewards and those right next to them on the podium. 1/10 of 1 second is that differentiation. Let me ask you, do you deserve? Actually, don't you deserve all the rewards? Think about that. We're all just that close to the next level. Truly, we are. We truly are. So close. And don't you deserve to have what you truly want? That's the part that blows my mind. Now, I'm not sure if I talked about it here, but I want you to imagine a piece of paper, 8 by 10. And if you fold it in half, so there's, you know where the center line is on it. You draw a line there. Now at the very bottom of the page, you put a dot. And next to it, you'll write pour, P-O-O-R. And then in the middle of the page, where we folded it, right, because that's halfway to the top, You'll put another dot and you will write middle class on it. Now, the question I have for you is where on that page would you put the wealthy? Most people tell me it goes at the top of the page. And that's wrong. It would be right above the middle class. Right above it. Maybe just touching. And each circle would just be touching barely. We're that close. You're that close. So that's it for today. I appreciate you very much for listening. You know, it's time that you be the person you're meant to be. Believe in all that you're capable of and become more than you thought imaginable. David Dubé here with Only When You Need Radio. Find me on Instagram, Only When You Need. Find me on Twitter, Only When You Need 1. Facebook, Only When You Need. Hit me up. Tell me what you want to hear. What do you want to know? How can I better serve you through this show? I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I will talk to you